Hi, this is Frank Warren and you're watching Lights Out.
This is Lights Out, I'm Faisal Khan, welcome to our podcast. Joined by the usual faces today, Ron and HF. Ron, let's get down to business. It's been confirmed. Tyson Fury is to return to the boxing ring on June the 9th and he signed with Frank Warren.
Personally, I'm excited. Boxing's missed him and his personality. It's a new Tyson Fury, as we heard from his dad, his father, Peter Fury, yesterday. And it seems to be a level of maturity from Tyson Fury that we haven't seen before. You know, he was quite brash in his, and very outspoken. I'm looking forward to his first fight.
Hey Jeff, what do you make of Tyson Fury returning to the boxing fold?
I think boxing needs him. I think boxing needs characters, and he's one of them. So he's only going to spice up the heavyweight division and rattle the likes of AJ, because he has rattled AJ in the past, hasn't he? With the AJ tweeting saying, "Fury, you fat fuck, get fit," etc., etc. So it's going to build the fight up, isn't it? So we'll see when time comes how they get on.
He's been at the ring for 2.5 years. What do you think the motivation is behind this comeback? What do you think that's made him come back into boxing?
I think when I watched his interview yesterday with IFL, and he said he's gonna basically when he retired, he got depressed and he found boxing as a way of coming out of depression and fighting, giving himself a purpose. So as long as he is able to fight and be fit for it, he's gonna keep on fighting.
You mentioned when Lights Out spoke to John Fury, the old Tyson Fury is gone, the new Tyson Fury is here. What's the new Tyson Fury going to offer to the heavyweight division?
I think what he's gone through, the trial and tribulations, with drug abuse, battling depression. I found out yesterday that he's on the verge of committing suicide, which would have been sad. So it's not only a battle for him; it's a battle for mental health, to kind of show that someone who could be down and out can still kind of work their way back up and get to the top of the mountain where he was.
Hey Jeff, this new Tyson Fury is going into a different division now. Of course, he did what he had to do in Dusseldorf when he beat Klitschko, but the competition wasn't as high as it was now. What's the new Tyson Fury got to do to compete with the likes of your Dillian Whites, your Alexander Povekins, and the world champions?
He realises that he's going to have to step up his game now. Competition is steep, and these guys are big players, they're big punchers, and Fury has been knocked down in the past, so we know against lesser opponents, AJ and Wilder can hit and knock him out, so he's going to have to prepare for better boxing ability.
Wait, you're saying that though, but he brings something else to the table that those fighters that you've mentioned don't have, and that's boxing skills. He showed that against the extreme boxer, one of the best boxers that we've seen in our generation is in Klitschko, who was ruling that division. He absolutely outboxed him. And in comparison to Joshua's and the Wilders, I've got Fury as the best outright boxer.
Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't say he's the best outright boxer. Well,
in terms of the heavyweights, no, I'm not.
Yeah, the performance put up against Klitschko that night, I think that Fury would beat AJ right now. Wilder possibly as well.
Sorry to stop, but do you not think that style of approach, that way of boxing would make the likes of AJ and Wilder struggle if they went up against Fury?
Yeah, I think so. I think because they haven't seen that, have they? They've had it all their way until Wilder fought Ortiz, and he's losing most of the rounds, isn't he? Until he got caught, until Ortiz got caught by a big punch, and that's what you get with Wilder. You can box it for 11.5 rounds.
That one punch,
exactly.
Obviously, we're talking about the new adventure for Tyson Fury. Not only is he, signed with Frank Warren, but he's also changed his trainer. So he's gone from Peter Fury as his uncle to Ben Davison. Now, the man who helped him get to that world title was Peter Fury. What do you think the difference between Peter Fury would be and Ben Davison will be?
That's an interesting question. If it's not broke, why fix it? I think probably Tyson felt that something needed to change, and maybe his time out from boxing kind of pushed him to do that. From Lights Out speaking to Ben Davison yesterday, they seem to have clear chemistry between the two.
There's that relationship.
Yeah, that's very important. You need that, and Tyson Fury has commented that they're similar age, they get each other, they just click. He's working on few new things, and Ben Davison's helped him to shed almost what 7, 8 stones, which is unheard of. I mean, to do that on a regular basis. I know.
Lights Out spoke to John Rawlings yesterday,
Mhm.
BT Sport boxing presenter, and he said a fit and an in shape Tyson Fury, the best Tyson Fury, can beat Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder. Do you think maybe he's gone to Ben Davison because he's more up to date with how the heavyweight division is now? It's a lot more physical, and the knockout ratio is very high.
Yeah, I mean, Ben Davison's obviously trained BJ Saunders in the past, so he's probably an expert at with fighters with boxing ability, and that's what Fury has to bring to the table. There's no point Fury challenging Wilder and Vijay to a punch out because there's only one winner. Fury's got to use his smarts and box around in circles.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. I think just needs to freshen up his approach. You can see Huey Fury fights in a similar kind of way.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously the uncle has a kind of big influence on that.
And when Lights Out obviously spoke to Tyson Fury yesterday, he mentioned depression, mental health. How much of respect have you got given for overcoming those objects and getting back into the boxing ring?
I think it inspires a lot of people. It shows that you could be at the lowest and you can turn your life around and you can get back to the top, to where he was. He had it all. He had the title. I mean, that's one of my main concerns. If Tyson Fury was to get back to the top, what would happen again? Would the same thing happen again?
But surely, if he to become a 2-time world champion, that says it all about the man. And
I appreciate that.
Especially, you've got to think about it, being out the ring for 2.5 years, to come back and then tackle the likes of your AJs and your Wilders.
It shows mental
goes to show
toughness,
character.
doesn't it? Yeah.
No, I agree. But what we would love to see as boxing fans is him being at the top and holding that position for a very long time. He's an exciting fighter. We love to see the build up to the fights. As in his Batman costumes and his brash talking and the exuberant kind of
Throwing cables around.
Yeah.
Well, we'll find out on June the 9th what the new Tyson Fury has in store for us, and don't forget you can see him fight live June the 9th at the MEN Arena in Manchester. I know I'm looking forward to it just as much as you guys are. We want to take this opportunity to thank you guys for joining Lights Out today. We'll hopefully catch up with you guys pretty soon. Thank you.